Fellow Zimbabweans, after watching this video, I now have much respect for the majority of Zimbabweans who participated in the establishment of our constitution during 2013, particularly for Munyaradzi Paul Mangwana, Togarase, Douglas Munzora. These guys, they played a very crucial role into the establishment of our constitution. And to think that now there is someone who is pushing for the amendment of our constitution is totally madness. We really need to safeguard and defend, protect our constitution. Watch this video and you'll change your mind.
Zimbabwe writing their constitution. Hey, tishuke omram. Hey, iri pano. Uzona samanyanga. Magadiko. Samanyanga. Hey, maiwenya. Oh, Magadiko. Maide mataurirana kuti vanhu ungana papi musati vamwe apa pari nani ndapapi
vanhu vanga vapadenga patiptenga
vanda padenga patiptenga ko vari kuchikoro vanodeiwa
vavaenda padenga ipapo saka handizi kuti panoda
chingwe itai 1 cent hende unosota izvozvo right nyararai nyararai nhasi hatiti zviya zvatosita vashe ndaziva kuti kune vamwe vaenda kuchikoro ndaziva kuti matumira shoko rokuti vauye kuna vamwe anditi
akaudza vanhu kuti vauye kuno kudzidza zvino ndotoona sokuti
nhamo yaitika ndeiyi
25
aiwa vashe tinganetsa nezvinhu zvidikidiki tinonzwisana ngatiri kuonesa nezvinhu zvidikidiki pamsoroi paita nzvimbo dzakanyoreswa mbiri. Comrade terera nditeerere ndiri mukuru wako kana tiri kuZANU-PF ndiri kusendera komiti handigoni kuita zvinhu zvinokanganisa musangano wandotungamirira. Muri kundinzwa? Tiri kuisana tochitevedzera zvabva kuHarare nokuti mota izvezvi tichagara panapa hapana mota inouya pano. Mota dzichabva dzoenda kuchikoro ikoko vonobvunza vanhu vari ipapo pachikoro vashoma ivavo voti pfungwa dzekwadenga ndedzidzidzi. Aruza ndiani ko zvino moda kuruza here uko ndatenda chitevedzerai ndatenda ndonovamisa ndakumanya kunomisa vanobvunza kuti vasatanga kusvika masvika handiti
kotakuraiwo chembere dzimwe
chembere dzinokwana ngadziuye mumota chembere ngadziuye mumota
Nhasi izuva rakakosha weduwe munyika yedu nemuupenyu hwedu. Tiri kudawo kuti tichinyorawo bumbiro redu reZimbabwe nevana veZimbabwe. Zvinoda vanhu ndo zvatiri kuda kunyora. Saka toda kuti kuvimbisei kuti zvese zvamataura pano zvichanonyorwa kubumbiro remutemo.
Vatongi vedzimhosva vanofanira kusarudzwa uye kugadzwa sei? President ndo vanosarudza vega majaji. Ndiri kutsigira kuti president ndo vanogona chete kusarudza majaji avanoda kushanda nawo. Ini ndinoti president ndo vanofanira kutsvaga majaji.
Muchidimbu zvimwe zvese tingangotaura zvakawanda asi president chete ndo vanokwanisa kuappointa majaji.
Ini ndinoti president semunhu atakasarudza anoziva anogona ndinoona ngatimupei kuti iye atisarudzire majudges.
President ngaasarudze iwo majaji.
One minor issue.
Right.
Not but I don't know if another approve was going to have time.
This is
Tonight I don't know. So what come soon? He the champion. Oh. Champion. Jeremy Zambi was made Zambi. When cut so 7 American report. I come kwacho I saw this. The war veterans, they've organized everything on the ground. It starts from the prayer. Kwa prayer, the prayer adoration, kwa prayer choka. You know, kwa toka na kunzi, ngari, nyika yedu ino yakaherira. Mukuru wedu, anozwa mgabe. Yeko sema wala ushaza kwa institution visa. Saka toda madawatu wali pano. No. Baba na kuti mugabe, unana bari ye mu president wenyika ile. By the prayer itself was basically the whole outreach. You can't control that.
It's on you.
You can't control that.
That's on you.
Tinofanira kuva nomutungamiriri wenyika, president here, mutungamiriri wehurumende, prime minister here.
President shit.
And yeah.
I'm the president shit.
President. Avo.
President chete.
Tinofanira nokuva nomutungamiriri wenyika mumwe chete.
President here.
President.
Vaona vanhu vezano vakadrillwa. Very, very drilled. Well, I should commend them and also very disciplined. Maybe very frightened. Ernest, did it right.
What I can now confirm is that ZANU-PF as a party went ahead and prepared answers to the talking points. There's fear that people may have been told what to say.
Vanhu vari kushanda nomwe wavo wese. Exactly. But otherwise the meetings are well attended. Vaudzei, there is a peaceful atmosphere. Vanhu vedu vari kuparticipate. It looks like education yatakavapa vanhu here is being effective. So far so good.
Hey. Okay.
Don't you know Zimbabwe law?
Okay, yeah, sure, we know.
Sorry, don't you know Zimbabwe law?
Sorry, sir. No, let me explain to you.
I don't want you any explanation.
No, it was what the constitution. All right, we can go. Yeah. We can go. So right, guys.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Okay.
Get the fuck out of here. You don't have trouble with me.
Sorry, Shaman. Aiwa, sorry, Shaman.
Who are you to come to?
Aiwa, Shaman. Aiwa, Shaman.
I don't care if you got proper cop whatever.
Okay, we'll go. Please, sir. I'm really sorry about that. Shaman,
get the fuck out of here. I'm telling you.
All right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Now. All right. One day the land shall be free.
The Select Committee, COPAC, would like to update the nation on the developments that have taken place so far during the Constitution Outreach Program. Although there were challenges when the process started, there's been some remarkable progress in areas where meetings have been held. The general atmosphere has been conducive.
When you're saying the atmosphere was conducive, at one meeting, for instance, they're saying only 5 people were brave enough to make inputs out of 1,200 people who attended.
I do not know what you are talking about. Some people are claiming that there's been some violence in some provinces. I must say categorically that these reports are false.
When you're saying that there have been no incidents of violence, you can categorically say that the reports about outreach monitors being assaulted are absolutely false.
So far, all the meetings we have conducted are peaceful. If anyone else calling himself whatever visited a beer and got assaulted, we cannot account for that. Those who have been dreaming of Zimbabwe fighting during the constitution-making process continue to perpetuate these lies, but in the fullness of time, they'll eat humble pie. There's so much fiction in this country. You dream Mangwana beating you up and you fear to come here. But Mangwana is smiling at you.
The outreach teams are now moving on from the rural areas to the urban centres and to the capital city, Harare. So far, the hearings have been dominated by ZANU-PF. The MDCT's Douglas Mwanzora, however, says he's convinced that his party supporters will participate in great numbers in the urban areas, as these are opposition's strongholds not under ZANU-PF control.
There's been some kind of passing, and that is the story. They are disorganized. They come here to make noise. They are drunk. They don't finish a statement. They run away. They come back. Almost 3/4 of the country. They pass these people without opinion.
tirikuda kuti titende inini wagari wekuno kwebwe nekubata kwamaita muchimashanda kuti zvine simba tatiri kukumbirisa ndechekuti tambozvitaura kuti patasvika pano paine runyararo handiti tiri kukumbirisa zvezvikuru kuti kana taenda masara musara zvenechiyaya tisingadi
The guy from Namdaro.
Pamba zvakanaka tohekana muzvikaru zvinoteerera.
ZANU-PF is constant. Iri kunounza vanhu vayo kana ati 500 it's 500. We have not been seeing our members out there.
They don't have structures. We have solid structures which function. When I give an instruction from up there, it filters down straight to the street. And that is why most of the people who are attending these sessions are from our party.
COPAC is now in Harare, starting today. Can you tell us, just give us an update?
Yes, outreach started very well in Harare, with the meetings being well attended. The meetings were very peaceful, people making their contributions freely, expressing their views as freely as possible. We were quite happy with the way things turned out.
Masimba eutungamiri angashandiswa uye kuparadzirwa sei? Masimba eutungamiri angashandiswa uye kuparadzirwa sei?
Pamusoroi tinoda kuziva kuti ivo baba ava vanenge vakuzotura masimba kune vamwe vanenge vachienda kupigwa. Hakuna kwaanoenda. Hakuna kwaanoenda. Kusvikira kufa kwake. Kusvikira kufa kwake. Hakuna kwaanoenda.
asarudzwa nema-elections kana asarudzwa nema-elections pave zvematerms ekuti kana term yake yapfuurawo yapfuura koyo mumwe nekuti kweduwo tinoda kuti kuitewo mapresident kana nyika
mwana ari kutaura mapoints anobaya moyo iyi makuti zvaanotaura zvisahwikwa chimbonyararai mwana ataure
purezidendi anofanirwa kubvumidzwa kukwikwiza kana aine makore 40 kusvika pa75 kana iye purezidendi aoneka aine mhosva dzaainadzo dare reparamendi rinofanirwa kupiwa masimba ekumuti ambosuduruka
munhu wese kobvumidzwa kuenda pamhepo aitaura zvaanoda kwakati umwe munhu akataura timbomugosi umwe munhu akataura vorwamhuru atizvo
ngative free pazvinhu zvese zvatakadzvinyirirwa
purezidendi unofana kutonga kwematemu maviri 5 years even achiitwa kana
Okay, can we move on? 411.3a to be refreshed to read. Exercise control over or interfere with anyone licensed. We add the word licensed and engaged in broadcasting. You must be licensed and then engaged in broadcasting.
Inina, I'm having problem with that.
Inina, I have a problem. Chairman, Dandafunga could at the rate at pace at which we are going.
Chair, you are very wrong. With the due respect. I want to answer for myself. Ndinema rights anenge any other select committee person to query, if I so wish, what the co-chairpersons are presenting. Let's write a constitution that we will all be able to defend. Kanapaine ma genuine concerns, pane ma genuine concerns. What I am not going to accept, Honorable Mangwana, is for you to dictate to me. You can't. I'm a representative of my own organization. Saka tiri at par, anditika tiri guard this regime. Tiri at par. Surely I'm entitled to raise things if I feel that something is wrong. We have found each other and we have overcome some of the sticky issues, one of which was that political parties represented in COPAC are equal and their co-chairpersons are equal, and there's no one who is above the others, and every decision is done by consensus. Once we agreed on that, then we are moving on. Hello.
Zimbabwean police have arrested MDC lawmaker Douglas Mwanzora as he was leaving Parliament yesterday. A spokesman for the party says that the charges levelled against him are politically motivated and completely false. Mansoda is currently being held in detention awaiting bail.
My case is rather wrong or some. You guys are trying to distract you. No, not at all. Not at all. It's going down. It's a deliberate move that they raise this case at this point when we are supposed to be discussing the crucial part of the drafting process, and they tend to be taking away his focus. And as you probably have noticed, Mangwana is in full gear, he feels he's in charge and so on.
Good. 2-8 agreed, 2-9 agreed. Thank you very much for being so cooperative. Ladies and gentlemen, let us continue tomorrow in this spirit. We will have a constitution within the next 10 days.
You've done it very well, Mangwana.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going down to a very awkward situation because it's part of the Constitution. I'm sure you're used to it. I mean, in the last month, I think 100 people, MDC and others, have been detained because here you arrest people, then you do investigations. This is extremely dangerous for this inclusive government and for your constitutional process, which must come to a logical conclusion.
Listen, the fact that we have an inclusive government is no license for people to commit crimes, and then when they are arrested, then they say we've been victimized.
No. They arrest people in this country, they arrest people, then they do the investigations.
Not a fact. The elementary, you arrest somebody because there's suspicion.
You don't have to put them in jail.
The person, that's a bailout system. No. In South Africa is there.
You do not stay overnight in South Africa in a filthy prison with no running
48
water.
Hours
These
in
are
prison.
Disgusting, lice-ridden, hellhole prisons.
Remove your sanctions, they'll start improving the
bullshit
the
about the sanctions.
Remove the sanctions.
But it's bullshit to say the sanctions are doing this.
We can argue for the whole day.
Yes.
We have a law which allows the judicial system to do that.
You've got an incompetent police force who can't do their investigations, and so they arrest people. I've been myself in prison. I know it firsthand.
You can only fight the system if you have the same weapons they are using against you. The system is armed. The system is prisons. And what do you have? Your bare hands? Your legal knowledge? All those become useless weapons. I'm in the system and I know how lethal it is. And you can't fight it. You're kidding yourself.
Right. Tinoda kuita inonzi down but not out. Tomorrow the program is going on. Yes. That wrong. Yes, tiripa disadvantage. Yes. But daita tiri mbora tine 1 note half time takarowa. Tinoita say we have to fight.
Hello. Yewe. Pane nzvimbo inonzi Mai Musodzi Hall iri kuMbare. I understand paita some skirmishes pakato kuwara vamwe vanhu vakasungwa. I don't know what powerful of footage. I don't know the facts. So that Wamboskabo. Toita. Oh. Wanga no kwara. Oh. Dutoska in 2 minutes I'll be there.
Zara Munu. Mambo. Right there.
Mushemshe magadi. Kuma bodo raya kumsangano huti. Sikuti gatite mangwana.
Ayo, ikelo basa mangwana.
Aiwa man.
Mangwana
mangwana Got to cool it down. And I'm going to run Staro. I'm not able to answer you. All right, order. We are good enough. We are Chigaraba Town. A Garama Benja. That is Chigaraiga Town. Chigarai pass. It's even wasting how you pan up a man. I'm not coming up with some guy who station one. Yeah. Do talk bana. Yeah. Daddy do talk man. Honorable. Pale dogo. I'm coming back. All right. Just go.
Yesterday, we had meetings scheduled for Harare. Unfortunately, we received allegations that some political parties had bussed people to the venues. People were not free to express themselves. As a result, most of the meetings were aborted because of the violence and the intimidation that was pervading the meetings. In Maimsodzwol in Mbare, there was a lot of violence there. 5 people were taken to hospital after receiving injuries. When we visited some of the meetings, Honorable Mangwana and myself were also harassed.
The constitution-making process has been suspended with immediate effect after violence disrupted the public meetings in the capital city, Harare. Several MDC supporters were injured. Prime Minister and leader of the MDC team, Morgan Tsvangirai, said his party will not tolerate any violence in the constitution-making process. Tsvangirai has threatened to pull out unless the public hearings can be conducted in a free and democratic manner. The MDC and ZANU-PF, however, disagree on the way forward, and a deadlock has been declared.
zvambosperwawo neviolence nebusing here. Wasn't necessary.
No, it was not necessary. It's not necessary to bus any people. Don't.
Saga, our ability to correct the situations inenge put into play.
Yeah, of course. Sit anywhere. I will sit here. Bishop, Moshe, the dogs are on leash. They need to be brought back home. Yeah. Ceasefire. Whoa. But Shitibatsira Kati damage control. That thing is damage control. That thing is now going out of hand. It's as if ZANU-PF doesn't want the constitution anymore. That is the message in the country that ZANU-PF doesn't want the constitution anymore. That has never been our intention. So we need to control it immediately and swiftly.
Hello. Nyongolo. Ndiri right. Zviri kufamba here. Undi. Dread mfana uya mkomana uya watakaona uya. He's dead. Oh Jesus. And thanks Wena for telling me. One of the people who were assaulted at Mbare has died. At my Msonzi Hall.
Yeah, tichikotaura zvedu.
Okay, ona. Aiwa, agara. Saka paakauya akataura here kuti arohwa nani?
Paakauya akangoti ndarohwa nevanhu vanga vakawanda.
Alright. Okay. Saka akazoshayikira kupi?
Akashayikira kuchipatara.
Alright. Okay, zvakanaka hazvo. Alright, maita enyu. Pane zvamungada kutaura?
Ndinongoda kungopedzisa ndichiti su takanzwa kurwadziwa kuti munhu anongoerekana kurohwa zvekusvika pakufa. Zvinhu zvakatirwadza. Takabatikana.
Chete. Hatikwanisi kuti tichava nechivimbo chekuti zvatinotaura zvichanzika kana kuti tichaenda paCOPAC takasununguka kuti tinyore bumbiro remutemo ngekuti still vanhu ivavo vanouya futi vechitirova.
Chabuda chirungu iki. Chabuda. Alright. Mambo faro, surungura vana. Mambo faro. Mambo faro, surungura vana. Mambo faro, surungura vana. Monjora wacho, surungura vana. Monjora wacho, surungura vana. Monjora wacho, surungura vana. Surungura vana.
have so far attended the outreach meetings that are in the final stages throughout the country. Yet they constitute almost half of each. That's interesting. Dagishamwa. Isusuga. Iwene na tina mizimino tidaiwe. Shamwari, having come this far, and we are just getting messed up now, or we are messing ourselves up.
Yes. The main issue in Ipo is violence. Because the violence goes to the fundamentals of the power of the relationship between the parties. It is that the incidents push people's minds back. I think, it may be a solution that you may need to think about. My areas are affected. You have to be redone symbolically, where the police come and meaningfully restore order.
But Sean, Jagashika, Jagafam observe, especially this side, yeah. Mfako is so specific. Jagashika meeting up Mfako, should you think it's a church service?
You mean Makashika? Let's say at 10:30. Things are fine. You are satisfied. You are happy. Everyone looks happy. Over my end. 11:30, a group comes. The meeting becomes riotous. In your mind, yes. So those are some of the realities, because Kwadzana 5-2 report signed by both parties says the meeting was riotous. Mangwana and ZANU-PF do not want Harare to be redone. The reason is that if Harare is redone, it will be redone under conditions which are different from the conditions that were created by ZANU-PF. The conditions that they created are conditions of intimidation, harassment of people, busing of people from the rural areas. It was an expensive exercise for them. Now, if it is to be redone, then those people will be absent, and the Hararians will speak, and to speak with vengeance. And Mangwana and company are afraid of that.
Hello, sir.
Hi. Fine.
Oh, your report is ready.
Yeah. Right. Just go through the report on your own. Then tozo kumbia manotes. Yeah.
Fundo primary volatile.
What does volatile mean?
Volatile. It's very tense.
No. That's a very big English word. Not like a dictionary.
Meaning?
Volatile simply means at one stage or the other there could be this and that.
It's an explosive situation. Yes.
I attended some of these meetings. Kunditi nini angari bed. Someone has to define to me what do they mean by volatile. Yeah.
Certainly not conducive. They may mean something else, but it certainly doesn't mean conducive. But certainly volatile is not the same as conducive.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. But does that condemn a meeting which
there was something which motivated them to use.
One participant insulted team leaders.
So really, in a situation, one participant that took a team leader, does that make the meeting disorderly? But you're going to be tense, takita redo. Inda ngoto saka kwesi kuwanzi tense, kwesi kuwanzi tense, inda mleta redo.
Right.
And I'm saying we cannot take Harare out of context.
We were asked to do
yes, but we cannot take Harare out of context.
We
cannot take Harare out of the national context. Harare is happening in a Zimbabwean context. Official report at first power by tenseness, but meeting has proceeded smoothly. That's all we need to know.
Yeah. Except that it doesn't say the meeting proceeded well.
So we redo that. Kwazana
But who told them this?
But it's subcommittee.
A person is disqualified for election as president if he or she has already held office as president for one or more periods. My president reading this, he's being disqualified in a draft. Why did they put this in?
Yes, you can put that
Can
question.
you not see the political...
No, let's put that question to them.
But the politics, no. I'm just fed up. I'm going to take a political position.
No, please.
Why?
My young brother, listen to me.
No, they've taken a political position. Somebody still wants this job and he realizes that. So sensitive, so provocative. And why, if you're sensitivities, why do you write that? You're saying you're stupid people.
Put it aside and wait.
It is disqualifying the incumbent.
Iowa, that comment that was fine. The clause is a good clause. It has to be there. So those who have been presidents before must not be allowed to contest anymore. Yeah.
You put in a clause which is actually removing the candidacy of the most powerful person in the political scene. That's the existing president. On the belief that it will not be seen. So you actually undermining, disrespecting the team setup. That they will be so naive as to not to see what you have done.
A highly confidential draft of Zimbabwe's new constitution has been leaked to the press and was printed in today's edition of the Herald newspaper. The leaked document contains a controversial clause which bars Robert Mugabe from re-election. The clause, which says that any person who's already held the presidential office for 10 years is disqualified from contesting in the next polls, has caused chaos at ZANU-PF's Politburo. A spokesman for the party said that the clause is an insult to the president and to the entire ZANU-PF party. Party colleagues and war vets have labelled Mangwana a sellout for allowing the clause in the new constitution, which would end Mugabe's presidency.
Right now, I don't think Mangwana is a very safe person in ZANU-PF because some of the ZANU-PF people think he's sold out, think that he's against the president. To be called a sellout in Zimbabwe is to be condemned to death. The militia can do anything they want with you. The army, the intelligence, and the police. Your treatment or ill treatment by these organs becomes justified because of your label. You could be killed.
Obviously, they're insinuating that I'm part of a team which is trying to oust the president from power. If you read the headline and the story, the headline reads, Mugabe ouster plot thickens, Mangwana set for grilling. So in other words, I'm part of the team which is trying to oust him through the use of the constitutional draft. It came from the drafters. The clause which says that Mugabe, a person is disqualified for election as president if he has already held office for one or more periods, whether continuous or not, amounting to 10 years, did not come from outreach, did not come from the select committee. It was an invention of the drafters.
Mangwana is suing Daily News for 1 million. You know, if you see, this is the problem of dealing with the press from a position of authority, and then you lose that authority. The man was Minister of Information. Could someone, any editor, now he's on the receiving end of actual journalism, doesn't know how to react.
Because they are insinuating that I'm not loyal to my own leadership, which is quite a serious indictment on my political character. No, it actually was put in there by drafters. It's a proposal by the drafters, which obviously we are going to review and most likely going to remove.
I think a clause like this, let's debate it very detachedly. It is necessary.
A person is disqualified for election as president if he or she has already held office as president for one or more periods, whether continuous or not, for a period amounting to 10 years.
I do have a problem straight away.
Yes, Wamangwana.
I think that we need to first of all satisfy ourselves that what we are reading came from our instructions. If it did not come from our instructions, it should be deleted, should be removed. It can only be part of our draft after we've all agreed that it should be there. Because in the first place, it was not supposed to be there.
Okay, and therefore it must what?
It must be removed.
We are not in agreement regarding...
Then if we are failing, to agree on simple terms, it's just we are not prepared to proceed because we have a fundamental problem. We are not agreeing even on the manner you deal with this whole thing.
I didn't know that this was going to arise.
If anything they put here did not come from us, the first thing we do is to remove it. We did not give them that chapter. They gave us this chapter.
The content of this chapter, it may be that it is given the wording that it is not supposed to have, but in fact that content is content that has been discussed and to my knowledge agreed.
No,
how do you give
no, you're wrong.
it?
No, you're wrong. Kana mada takona na ipapa mushida kupa interpretation iri wrong. Totungo kona na spare, do waste your time.
Why are you so angry for?
Yes, because you're insulting my intelligence.
But how?
You are insulting my intelligence by deliberately misinterpreting.
Are you not insulting his? Are you not insulting his intelligence?
I'm arguing with a PhD.
The debate is out of order.
Now with that disagreement, I think it's futile for us to proceed.
I don't seem to appreciate whether we are making much movement here.
ZANU-PF lawmaker Paul Mangwana has been accused of staging a political coup against Robert Mugabe. Mangwana denies the allegations and says that the controversial clause was illegally inserted by the drafters of the new charter. He's now threatening to fire the drafters for misconduct. Political analysts, however, have warned that firing the drafters could be the final straw that would collapse the entire constitution-making process, which is now more than 2 years behind schedule and has been marred by controversy from the beginning.
So far, Yakatangani News Day, when we thought it's a small matter, I end up Daily News now. It has become personal, attacking me, alleging that ndodakita a technical coup. No moto wakuru waridzepa tu achiwa kuti munhu wakatuma kubasa uda kuwadzinga moto wangafara.
nachedza kungopai briefing that tinoziva kuti taapa.
This guy is under pressure.
Freedom is coming tomorrow. Let me just say, Wamangwan, that the spirit under which we want to work is that people here must be free, must feel free to contribute. I may share the same sentiments with you, I may not share the same sentiments with you. So, okay, fine, there is debate there. There is disagreement on whether this content is within the instruction or not. I think to be fair to the drafters, their interpretation of the mandate was not outrageous.
If we want to continue on this route, in it Akuti, we stop here, I seek further political instructions on the way forward.
Okay.
On whether or not, with this level of disobedience, we can continue to have the same drafters even to reconsider this work.
You see, we are mixing two things now.
Yeah, don't watch out my instructions because I have a whole lot of an analysis I've done, yes. And I say to myself, and I go back to my party and say, this is what I instructed the drafters to do. This is what they have done. And the analysis is showing a certain percentage. You follow my instructions. Are they capable of following instructions? Can I repose trust and confidence in them?
Whether we are going to stop or whatever, it's up to you. But the issue is, I am not going to stop giving my opinion because it will offend you. I'm a Zimbabwean entitled to give my opinion. I am a lawyer by profession. I'm a lawyer by training. You need to appreciate that. But we are saying, it's justified.
We don't want to argue whether it's justified or it's not justified.
It is not a misconduct.
Chairman,
drafters.
Why the drafters did what they did.
And not to fire them.
No, I said I'm not firing them. But Mukaramamchi push argument. Yokuwa justifier. You are now pushing me to also take the argument of firing. If you push a justification and I will not fire. If you justify, I will fire.
Right. There is something which answers to substance.
I think it's important because you see.
Aiwa nyaya yekuti munoda kuya kuzoti kuda kujustify vanhu panapa atidi izvozvo hazviite. It's not going to happen.
Right. Yeah. Just hold on. Yeah.
Honorable members, I think the best is to lay my cards on the table so that appreciate when people take certain stances. Honorable Mangwana, inindri uncomfortable with the talk inoita senge kudaku persecute the drafters vatambotaura paya. And inini ndikufunga kuti sometimes, yes, there are some areas where they went overboard. They are there. But we want the Constitution to succeed and in this process. We cannot defend something which collapses the process. Doesn't make sense to us. So let's go to anybody, nobody loses anything. In the chapter 6, they are COPAC. And this kumbona dambudziko ratibeka chaka chapter 6. Hakuna kana problem. I took instructions on chapter 6. That clause has to be interrogated. We can substitute it. We can even remove it. I am in agreement.
No problem.
Let's go.
Audit. Substance. Okay.
Let's go. And in auditing, you'll be saying this is it in this document?
Yeah.
Or in this document? In this
Yes.
My Nindrigona, you are looking relieved.
Yes, sir. You didn't host him.
No? The ouster close. Election of president. Election of president.
Robert Mugabe has survived the alleged plot to oust him, as the controversial clause that would have barred him from serving more terms as president has been revised. Presidential term limits will now only apply to future presidents, who will be able to serve a maximum of 2 5-year terms.
Borders conference has to be held.
Yes, my dear.
Right. Dada umurusende haki. Kuti muri kufona kubasa kwedu muchikokota.
You want standard, Eric?
Ndikustandard.
But how can you publish it? How do you publish a defamatory statement about someone as important as I am? Running such an important project, you're calling me a liar? You're calling me someone who's misrepresenting things to the president? I'm lying to the Politburo? I should be replaced? I'm incompetent? And any sane journalist would know.
But as a journalist who wrote that.
No. I've been a minister of information. I know what we do when we want to convey certain things. We pretend someone has written a letter to the editor. I am going to take your paper to the cleaners. The first law you must learn as a journalist is how to avoid a defamatory suit.
But that was a letter to the editor.
If a letter is defamatory, you don't publish it. If you publish a defamatory letter, you have participated in defaming in a bigger way than even the person who has written it.
I have the result of the poll for the referendum, and it is as follows. 3,079,966 votes were received in favor of the adoption of the draft constitution. 179,489 votes were received against the adoption. The draft constitution is declared to have been adopted by the people of Zimbabwe as the Constitution of Zimbabwe. I thank you.
There we are.
Mugabe is going to read these signatures, and he shall read this signature.
Ndonzwa kudada nebasa randakaita kuti shuwa ereni mwana kwa mangwana ndinda panyika ino upenyu utsa nebumbiro rakandisonaka randanyora.
The good thing is this constitution is no longer changeable by the principals, including Mugabe.
I want to thank COPAC, the Select Committee, for now having brought us to this stage. We waited and waited and waited. And we thought there was to be no end. Sometimes Parliament thinks that it is so sovereign that it should control the acts. Zema principles. Quit. Modzora na mangwana wako manga makufaira. Sometimes people fail to know where power has derived from.
There is no end to clear violation of principles of natural justice on the part of ZANU-PF. It's an evil party, an evil system presided over by evil men.
If you don't change, you'll be changed. If you do not change yourself, your tactics, your strategies, your way of doing things, then change will change you. So you must move with change. Life is dynamic. And this is what I was telling party colleagues, it's dynamic. Politics is about doing what is popular. And what is popular changes.
So you and the project are to be destroyed?
Me and the project to be destroyed.
So they wanted it to be an accident?
Yeah. Basically they wanted an accident. Then they send word to the teams with the Atengesa. And the teams then said, let's destroy him and the project. So when I visited the general and put my cards on the table, and then he grouped all the people who were involved in the whole thing. It was a powerful team. Those who know, who are in the know, even in my party right now, they're saying, we do not know how you survived.
What I will advise is that don't demobilize. We shouldn't demobilize.
We shouldn't demobilize.
The war is still going on. Now you are no longer having as much attention.
Yeah, and that's when
and the accident then looks real.
It looks real.
Yeah, so you need to just be careful.
Yes, Mama. Tiripo magadi. Zaganaka.